Hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chaz Kayado, and today what I'd like to discuss is Tutor.com. So this is just a short review of my experience using Tutor.com, specifically for the course that I had taken earlier in the year, my dissertation concept paper. So through our college, American College of Education, I have access to Tutor.com for help with writing. Now, when I say help with writing, well, let me just go through what you can expect if you use Tutor.com. If you are writing a paper, Tutor.com will not write your paper for you. Okay, so essentially what we did is whenever we needed a portion of our paper to be reviewed, we would send in the paper to Tutor.com, and you would say specifically what you want the editor to review. Now they're going to do a general review, but you kind of point out specifically if it's APA, if it's transitions, if it's pronouns, things that you need the most help with. And so so this is how it worked. They're not writing your paper for you. As a matter of fact, when you get your papers back, it doesn't even rewrite anything for you. What they will do is in the margins, you'll see some information that'll say, this needs to be changed. Consider this. Look at this. And so what you're doing is you're getting an editor to get a fresh set of eyes. Sometimes you might have rewrote the same sentence twice, and you just, you're so in tune with just getting the paper done that you miss some things like that. Maybe you wrote the same word 2 times in a row. Maybe you forgot to capitalize some things. These are what you're looking for with Tutor.com. It's to make the paper look a bit more professional. So so that's what you're going to get when you use Tutor.com. Now, I don't know if this is the case with every university that uses Tutor.com, but specifically American College of Education, we get 7.5 hours per month of use with Tutor.com. So what does that mean? Well, when you submit a paper, it will subtract a certain amount of time from your 7.5 hours. I don't know exactly what the formula is, because I have seen different amounts of time taken off. I'm assuming it's related to the size of the file, but I want you to understand this. I believe that what's going on is that when you send that file in and it takes off a certain amount of time, whoever the editor is, I believe they're only going to review for that amount of time, because I had submitted a paper that was about 25 pages long, and the first time I submitted, there was like an hour and a half maybe that was taken off of my 7.5 hours, and really only the first maybe 5 or 6 pages of that paper was reviewed. And I got it back with feedback, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be completely reviewed, and maybe it was just the case that was how my editor at that time did it. I did submit again to that specific editor, who then looked at the next 5 or 6 pages. Once again, maybe an hour and a half was taken off. I got some information, and then with several later edits, I had only sent in certain portions, because I was concerned that if I just kept on sending in the full size, the full copy of the report, of the essay, if I got a different editor, they would start back with what had already been done. So, for instance, I think one of the last times I sent in something to be edited was I just took my references from the bottom of my paper, did not send in the paper, and so just sent my references, and I basically asked, can you check that this is all in APA? I tried to do that myself, but obviously there's a lot that you can miss. So and they did that, and they pointed out a couple things that I can fix. So so once again, if you're using it through ACE, you get 7.5 hours, but I don't know if different universities can get different numbers of hours. Obviously, I'm sure not every university uses tutor.com, and it it may be that they have you know different hours for different programs. I'm not 100% sure, but my experience using the Writing Center was that you submitted a document. It used a formula to figure out how much of that 7.5 hours to take off, and it's only per month. So after each month, it resets to 7.5 total hours. So with most ACE courses being over the time span of about 2.5 months, and that is generally over a 3-month period. So for instance, we're going to start in, we did start in January, wrote through February, and then the class ended like mid-March. So you would potentially have hours in January, February, and March to do that. Now, if you're doing multiple classes, you also have to understand that you may have to prioritize which class you want to send in your paper for, because you may run out of hours, and then you may be last week of a month and you've used up all your hours, but you really want something to be edited. Well, I don't know. There might be a paid option to do that outside of what's offered with your tuition. I didn't do that, so I can't tell you for sure. I just wanted to give you my overview of my experience with tutor.com. And I would say that I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B in terms of utility. I did get good information back. I didn't like that it would vary on how long it took to get some of these papers back. I didn't like that I might get different editors, and I was worried about people potentially reviewing the same thing and using my hours to do that. So I'm sure that maybe that can be cleared up if you ask tutor.com. I didn't want to go that in depth because I had many things going on, as you might imagine, for a teacher. But I still found a lot of utility. The information that was provided really did help out in writing a better paper. Just also be aware that there were a few times where I got some feedback that may have actually deviated from what was required for the paper that I was writing. So don't necessarily follow every single thing they say if it's not related to what you're, if it's related to, capitalization or APA, yeah, sure, go for it. But if it's telling you that you need to remove sections and change sections, you may want to hold off on that advice because it may not be for your specific paper that you're writing. Okay, so once again, overall about a B. I did find utility, but there were some things that I think can be cleared up that could use a little bit of improvement. So hopefully this helped you out. If there's anything you want to add to that, please comment down below, and I'd love to hear from you guys. It's been a few months now since I've started this program, this channel rather, and I've really enjoyed my time. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the things that I talk about, and please, if you could, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like what we're talking about. So thank you. Have a great day.